What's up, Stevie? Can't hear you at work in the OR. Can't hear me because of me, or can't hear me because you are on mute. Yeah, I haven't streamed in like 3 weeks, Brian, so I'm just trying to get just warmed up a little bit. People keep saying do what you love, right? You know what I love? Playing fucking Final Fantasy XIV. What's up, Birdman? Saw you played that college football 2026 the other day. That's new, right? Didn't that just come out? Got to be able to hear the doctor, man. Fuck that doctor, bro. Don't let him think just because he has a doctorate makes him a doctor. Okay, just tell him straight up. Be like, look, bro, just because you went to college don't make you shit. What's up, Shiny? What's up, B-Pop? What's up, Keeley? What's up, B-Pop and Fireball? Drop Monday if you pre-ordered it. Nice, bro. I was just watching your video again. Give me them views, Mickle.
One of us. Google gobble, Google gobble, one of us.
Keeley re-up into the inner circle. I appreciate you, Keeley. Hope you're doing well, buddy. Hope the family's well. I see the new products added to the Pokemon Center. Are you talking about the... As far as I know, the products didn't drop yet, right? I hope not, because I sat around for 2 hours. I was going to do this earlier. I sat around for 2 hours waiting for the shit to drop, and it didn't drop. Which is pretty goddamn annoying. Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, there's a lot of cool shit coming out. That prismatic little figure collection's dope. All the Mega stuff. The Mega shit looks super sick. They did an awesome job on the packaging. I don't like being held hostage by Pokemon Center, right? Like, I realize they can't announce the drop ahead of time because their fucking website will crash, but it would be nice. I don't know. I wish they'd do something a little different. I don't know how to make it better, but I don't want to sit around for hours and hope they drop. This is annoying. What's up, John? How's it going, buddy? I'm good, Mick. I'm good. What's up, DDJ? Yeah, I saw that, Shiny. R.I.P. to Professor Oak. Mute this man for baiting streamer. What did I... You want to be muted, or you want me to be muted? Because I said #1 ranked Final Fantasy XIV Gooner on OnlyFans. Maybe I am. You don't know. Killer making sure the algorithm buries him with that title. Bro, I don't care. This isn't that kind of stream. I thought it was funny. Maybe I'll just start doing that. Maybe I'll start doing really stupid titles that are funny. Because it doesn't matter. I've noticed it doesn't really matter what I play, what my title is, or any of that shit. And it's the same views, right? It's the same views, the same people. So fuck it. We might as well have fun with it, you know what I mean? Stevie says, who is Bob? Why are you jealous? You jealous of Bob? Because Bob's getting it. Bob's getting the killer D and you're not. What's up, Oots? Oh, we're just chilling. We're just chilling. I haven't streamed in like 3 weeks, so... Little warm up before tomorrow. I was trying to figure out the Stream Deck. So Stream Deck did an update to their software, and now none of my shit works. It's wild. And I tried to fix it the way I've always fixed it, and it didn't work. So now I don't know. I may have to just completely start over. And I'm not a big fan of work. I'm not a big fan of doing work. I like chilling too. Everyone keeps saying do what you love, and you know what I love? I love fucking playing Final Fantasy XIV. That's what I love. All right, later, Bird. Appreciate you. Yeah, it's going to be a short stream. It's a couple hours, probably. What's up, Glenn? Deep down, what I think I always wanted to do is just create a gaming-only channel. And I never did because I'm not that good at video games. So in my mind, I was like, why would anybody want to watch a guy struggle through basic video game content? And then the plan was like, I started doing Pokemon and I loved that. And then the plan was to maybe get the Pokemon channel humming at one point and then start a second channel for just gaming, right? Like, that would be cool. And then, but I never got the Pokemon channel humming, so it just never happened. Who knows? Maybe one day. Maybe one day I'll just be a gaming guy. Maybe people can watch me to be like, damn, this guy sucks at video games. I'm so glad I'm better than him. That's fine. I don't care. All right, see you tomorrow, buddy. Hopefully you're going to play with us tomorrow. Bird, play a little Fort ski. A little Fortnite ski. I'm actually excited to play. I haven't played Fortnite in like over a month, so I'm actually excited. Enjoy hanging out with your YouTube friends. Haven't been able to stream yourself lately. That's all we're here for, right? We're just here to hang out with like-minded individuals. Community, baby. Community. What's up, Jason? You bitched about my streams being too late. Here I am, bro. I got you. I got you. Nah, I'm just playing. I just hadn't streamed in a while. And, yeah, it's been like 3 weeks, so, since I did a gaming stream. So I just figured I'd warm up a little bit. Run around in circles, lost his shit when you stream games. Yeah. Did I ever try Dead by Daylight? I don't think I ever did. I think I even have it, and I don't think I ever tried it. Dark Souls Fortnite has you in a chokehold? Dark Souls Fortnite. Is that a thing, really? Is that like the new, what's that new game mode? Blitz? Is that... I watched a clip the other day. Somebody posted a clip of this guy. I have never seen so much mobility in Fortnite. It was wild. It was wild. Night Rain? Interesting. I'll have to check it. Well, maybe we'll check it out tomorrow. I'm sure I'm going to be pretty rusty. Not that I'm ever good at Fortnite anymore, but I'm sure I'm going to be rusty. What are we doing here? I also need, if you guys notice that the Pokemon Center queue goes up, like actually goes up, not just security stuff on the back end, let your boy know. Because I don't know how many good drops I've missed because I was streaming. A lot, actually. A lot. Go do some MSQ shit here. It's funny to play with the community. You can even do a lobby with friends only, including the killer. We did try a similar game. What was that? That dumbass Texas Chainsaw Massacre game. I think is kind of the same, is the way I understand it. This background music is loud as fuck. I don't normally play with headphones on. Shit is way too loud. That might not be loud enough. Blowing out my eardrums. We'll go half. We'll go halfsies. The UI in this game kind of sucks ass. It drives me crazy. What's up, Ken X? How you doing, buddy? It's good to meet you at Card Party. I got an email from the marketing company for that one game we played. The what the hell was it called? The Murder Mansion game, whatever it was. Midnight Murder Club. And they were like, hey, we want you to keep playing the game. Like, we got a lot of new updates. Here's a code. And then I was like, cool, does the code let me play the updates early? Or are you just giving me a free code to a game I already own, which doesn't really make sense. And then they never responded. So they gave me a free code. I can't imagine that I can play like an early access version of a game that's not even officially out yet and be able to play the updates and shit on PlayStation. I can see where maybe that might be an ability on PC, because I wanted to run it to see the new shit they added, and but she never responded. So I don't know. Sorry, I forgot to respond to an email. Clue? Nah, it's called Midnight Murder Club, and it's a fun game. Like, I really like playing it, but when I went back and watched the stream, you're literally just killing each other in the dark.
One of us, one of us. Google gobble, one of us, one of us.
And it just doesn't play well on stream. Like, oh, look at this guy shooting blindly into the dark. That's really exciting. That's what I thought anyway. I don't know those of you who saw it, I don't know if that's how you actually felt, but that's how it felt to me when I went back and watched it. What's up, Summer? How's it going? Inner Circle for 10 months. Says, much love, Killa. Keep rocking it. Keep being amazing. I appreciate you, Summer. I hope life is treating you well. Tomorrow is free Inner Circle Hitbox Pull Night as well. It's the first Friday stream of the month, even though we're damn near halfway through July, which is wild. Here's my favorite part of the game here. I get to ride Danny Phantom. Look at him. He's so glorious. Look at my character. I'm pretty smoking hot. I got to be honest here. Look at that. Danny's lucky I'm riding him. I do have a skirt on under. You can see it, the white skirt right there. So I'm not barebacking it on Danny, unfortunately. Unfortunately for him, I'm not barebacking it on him. He'd be so lucky for me to ride him like that. Hey, what's up, bro? Did I get the ultimate weapon yet? I think I pulled an ultimate weapon card in Final Fantasy Magic. Does that count? Flew the wrong way. That's okay. Danny's such a good boy. Look at him. Packing my fat ass around. It's an honor to finally meet you. You're fucking right it is. I'm Mount Killer. Maybe that's what I need. Maybe I just need to get my swagger back. Maybe I just need to transform into a giant dickhead. And I'm like, you're lucky to be in my presence. It works for big content creators. Maybe I just need to fake it till I make it. Like, if you guys saw when I was at Card Party and that security guard wouldn't let me in, that made me angry. And for a split second there, just a split second, the thought that went through my mind was like, I'm a featured creator. Who the fuck are you? And I didn't say that, of course, because I'm not an asshole. But that's just what I wanted to say. Honestly, I was tempted to say that. I was tempted to just be like, you're a security guard. Like, cool, you're doing your job. I don't fault anybody for doing their job. But, like, I was literally in that hallway for hours, and then I walk out once and come back, and you're here. No one else cared that I went in, but you're here, and now I can't go in? Like, come on. Come on. What's up, Bean Bean?
Divided in twain by
Got to go to a
vast
funeral
mountain
next week. I'm sorry to hear that. Hopefully it's not, well,
Those
going to
who
any funeral
traverse its
sucks,
jagged
but
peaks face peril
hopefully it wasn't
every
somebody
step.
too close.
But
I guess,
why
is that a
go
shitty
on
thing to
foot
say?
when one can simply fly.
It might be. I don't know. Is it shitty to be like, hopefully it wasn't one of your close people. Hopefully it was somebody else's close person. Yeah, I guess that's, when you phrase it that way, that's kind of a shitty thing to say, I guess.
On the
No
outskirts
shot,
of
bro.
the
Really?
Imperial
Surge foil
in the
Sephiroth? That's
frozen
crazy.
wastes of the Magna Glacius.
I have been on a terrible cold streak with these packs. I'm not going to open any packs, but I did grab a Final Fantasy pack just in case my mood changes. I kind of just want to open them all and get it over with. Like, if I just open them all, get wrecked all at once instead of spreading out the pain, isn't that better? Is it? I don't know. It might be. What's up, I Like Games? I hope you've been well.
We've received word from
Might try and buy a Pokeball pack. Oh, one of the high roller ones? I don't know about his. I know with Rev packs, there's a lot of rumors, right? Even if you get the good packs, that they're all weighed.
They've cited a detachment of heavily armed.
That wouldn't
Imperials.
surprise me, but I mean, I don't know. The few people I've seen open the really good packs they've gotten from like a Pokerev pack have gotten wrecked. But I don't watch a ton of YouTube content, so it's possible that
Survivors of the
that's not the
Civil War,
truth.
perhaps.
And I like Pokeball. I've met him a couple times. Like, I've interacted with him or I met him once. I interacted with him a couple of times. I actually like Pokeball a lot. And, but there was one thing he did that I didn't like. And he did a break for Eevee Heroes.
Perhaps,
And
but there is
it
more
turned
to
out the
than
box
that.
was resealed. And his first reaction was to offer everyone who bought in half their money back. So you're telling me you bought a resealed box with essentially no hits in it. There was like 3 Vs in it or something. And your supporters and your customers should be the one to lose their ass on that? Like, that didn't sit right with me. I think I heard eventually he made it right and refunded all the money. But you got to kind of question somebody whose first reaction is to be like, well, it's half your fault. That's wild. That's wild to me. Absolutely wild. I think what I heard was eventually he did refund the whole thing. But that sometimes you gotta base your opinion of people on your first first reaction they give, right? Like, because you can say, I think it's fair to say that people are who they are in a reactionary moment, right? Like, if you say something to me and I call you, let's say I call you a slur, right? My first reaction is to call you a slur. But in a situation where I'm not put on the spot and you call me, talk shit to me, and my response is like, oh, I'm sorry you feel that way about me. I hope that you find someone else that brings you joy or something. Who am I really? Like, am I the guy that his first reaction is to call you a slur, or am I the guy that his first reaction is to give you a heartfelt response, a thoughtful response? You know what I mean? Like, that's just how I see it. But I don't know if that's true. What's up, Noodle? What's up, Skang? They're all about the money. Yeah, for sure. They are. It's okay. Like, being you can't be all about the money, but in this hobby, it's okay to like want to make money. It's okay to, especially if that's your full-time job, right? If your full-time job is YouTube or selling packs or whatever, and your first reaction is to do what's best for you when it comes like financially, I don't even fault you for that. Like, I don't, because that's your job. It just can't be the always the deciding factor. You know what I mean? Like, it has to be, I don't know, any good business cares about their customers, right? Like, look at Danny. Danny can make way more money. The past couple sets, people have offered to buy Danny's entire allocation for massive amounts more than MSRP, and instead he's like, no, I'm going to sell it to my people because they're my people, and I'm going to sell it at MSRP. Like, those are the kind of people I want to support, not people who are just in it for a buck, not people who started out streaming by giving stuff away and then transition to only rip and ship and charge over MSRP even though they get distro and then sell Labubus because they make more money. Like that's not the kind of people I want to support. But I don't follow anybody who supports those kind of people either. So like it's whatever. We all have preferences. We all have things that matter more to us. And that's okay.
However, they are also joined by several
It's
members
alright.
of the First.
It doesn't make them a bad person or anything, and it doesn't make the people that watch them dumb. It just we all have different things that matter to us more.
From what I recall,
Your instinct was to be shitty, had to be guilted into saving face, right? Exactly. To me, that's how it reads. That's how the whole situation read. And like I said, that doesn't make you a bad person. It just makes you a little sus, right? It makes you a little questionable if your first reaction is to not do the right thing. I don't know. Like I said, I like Vault. I've had multiple interactions with him that were positive.
were under the
It's just
direct
whatever.
command of the
And
Emperor,
just because
and
somebody
rejected
fucks up doesn't make
Merlin's
him a
claim
bad
to the
person,
throne.
right?
These legions
And we all
are
make mistakes and
enemies.
learn from them. How many times have I done something bad or stupid and then later on I'm like, damn, I realized that was bad or stupid and I'm not going to do it anymore. That's also the hallmark of a good person, right? Like, we all make mistakes. We all screw up. And did you learn from that mistake? Or are you going to try to do better
In fact,
next
their
time?
sources claim that it was a conflict between them that
Hey, what's
sparked
up,
the
Nico?
civil war.
How's that pregnant wife, bro? She getting big? She ready? She tired of being pregnant in the middle of summer? That was diabolical of you to get her knocked up to where she would be 8 months pregnant in July, bro. What's up, Noodle? What's up, Quinn? He'll always speaking the truth. That's hard, man, right? Because it's easy to sit up here and just be like, this is how it is 100% of the time. Like, this makes you this person's a bad person. I'm the best person. Support me, not anybody else. Like, I could do that, but life just isn't black and white. You know what I mean? Like, that's just how I look at it. We all make mistakes. We all do things that are like extra good, like better than we are. Like, I think sometimes I do things like I think I'm an all right person, but sometimes I go above, right? I do shit like top tier shit, and I'm like, that doesn't mean I'm top tier all the time. So if you're using that same line of thinking when it comes to bad stuff, just because somebody does something bad, like really bad one time, doesn't necessarily mean that they're always this level of bad. So you just got to kind of figure out that balance, and you got to use all the information available to decide if the people that you're interacting with are truly good or bad, or if you even care. It's okay to not care.
Yet
It's
now
okay to
these
just watch
former
people for
foes
entertainment.
cooperate
Like,
to defend
I'm
the
sure there's
ruling
people,
carnival
movie
from
stars that we watch on a regular basis that are truly trash people. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to watch their movie because I'm going to, I just want to be entertained for 2 hours. And YouTube's no different. Like, YouTube's the exact same thing. I was going to go on this weird tangent, right? Because I don't know, some of you probably saw, like, CTR trashing Deep Pocket Monster and Card Party and all that. And I was going to do, like, a react video. I don't know why. For some reason, it piqued my interest for all of 5 minutes to do a react video about it. And then I was going to talk about CTR being fake. And I do think he's a fake person. But you have to remember that 95% of the people on YouTube, on Twitch, on all that, they're playing a character, right? They're playing a part. They're saying things that they think works best for them to grow. Like, I'm sure I've said stuff on stream that I maybe goes against how I actually felt. I try not to ever do that, but I'm sure it's happened. Like, we're all just entertainers. And if you think it's more entertaining for you to be fake and whatever, then like that's 95% of YouTube. It just is what it is. You just got to think of them like actors, honestly. You just got to think of people on YouTube like actors, because I guarantee you they're all at some point acting. Even me, and I, like I said, I try not to be that way, but I'm sure it's happened. I can't think of any specific instances. Like, I can't remember ever faking being excited for a card or pretending like I was doing something in a video game where, like, I was like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to make it, bro. Like, like, I just don't do that. But you got to remember that, yeah, this is just a form of entertainment, man. It's no different than watching TV or watching a movie.
Quite
That's
right.
just, and once I started thinking of it that way,
People of Garlemald.
like, I instantly lost any
Everyone who's
interest
come
to rip CTR over his comments. I also talked to some creators, other creators. I was like, hey, what do you think about this? Like, before I make this video. And there was more than one person that was like, yeah, he makes some good points. He just does it in a poor way. And so I didn't feel comfortable making a video where I trashed him if other people are like, other people who have actually been featured creators at Card Party agree with him.
Direct confrontation is unavoidable.
I didn't agree with a lot of what he said, but his experience is also different than mine because he's bigger. He was more involved in Card Party 2 than I was. He probably like saw other things. Some of the shit was dumb. Like, they didn't bring me waters. Like, that's dumb, bro. There was water fountains everywhere, and there was a creator room that I never saw him go in once that had snacks and drinks for everybody and shit. So I thought that was a dumb point. I don't know if he thought he should like, there should be somebody serving him water. And at the time, he was like, what, at 100K subs? And I'm not saying that's not a big deal. That's a huge deal. But like, to think that you should be weighted on hand and foot like you're a fucking king or something is kind of weird. Kind of weird. Kill all drugs? It's happened a couple times. It's happened a couple times on stream, but I don't know.
Savage beatings, disarmament, and imprisonment?
Until I said, hey, congratulations on carrying another living being inside you for such a long time. I don't think I could do it. Shout out to all the moms out there, all the women. You guys have it rough, man. You gotta get pregnant and take care of these babies, which we should be, but not all men do. Moms have it different. You gotta pop these kids out, take care of them. You gotta have periods and stuff. Like, I'm so happy I'm a man. You gotta sit down to pee. If I walk into a dirty bathroom, guess what? It doesn't matter because I just pee. But you guys, you gotta sit down on a toilet no matter what. That's disgusting. Will you be going to Card Party next year? I don't know, maybe. I gotta honestly think about it after the way I came back feeling. Like, a lot of that is my problem because I came back feeling kind of shitty about myself. But that's a me issue. That's not a Card Party issue. That's a Mount Killa mental issue. So I don't know. I had a lot more fun this year than I did last year for sure. For sure. It was nice having less featured creators there. There was less big time people there, so they kind of needed the little people to step up a little bit, and it was awesome to see. It was awesome to see Gonzo be so involved. I felt way more involved. The coolest thing I did was the meet and greet with people. And I never had a line, really. I think my longest line of people waiting to meet me was like 3. But it didn't matter because it was just awesome interacting with everybody. Like, it actually brought me joy. Like, if you see any pictures of me posing with people, that wasn't fake. That wasn't a fake smile. I was, like, genuinely excited. Like, I love interacting with fans. And probably half the people that I interacted with didn't even know who I was. And that's okay. Like, I was excited to hype it up and make them excited. Like, we need these young kids to stay loving the hobby or it's going to die. Like, we need these parents. Like, shout out to all the parents who were there. You could tell they didn't want to be there. They didn't give a shit about Pokemon, bro. But they were there because their kid wanted to be there, and they were holding it down. It was awesome. I love that stuff, man. That shit makes me happy. Like, legitimately happy. And I'm going to be honest. I'm old and jaded, and, like, I'm pessimistic, and, like, I think realistic. And so there aren't a lot of things in life that actually, like, bring me joy. And that brought me joy. 1 gummy is enough for Killer. 2 is too much. But, man, yeah, that was bad. That was terrible. Turns out 100 milligrams of Eddie's is just too much for this guy. Weird. For this guy who doesn't ever do that. Toke pulls. Card Party video has you in it pulling that Pikachu. Oh, really? That's dope. That was a fun moment for sure. That was hype. I was getting wrecked on those Surging Sparks packs. I think I had 11 or 12 straight packs in a row of no hit. Like, no hits at all. And then to hit that Pikachu was wild. I didn't even consider it the possibility. Like, I was moving the cards and I saw the rainbow border. And I was like, cool, we probably got a full art. And then hit that Pikachu. That moment was insane. I'm going to see if Trump will let me in the country for next year. It'd be nice to meet in person. That would be very dope.
stored
He's
within
fine with
is a
visitors, right?
stockpile of Magitech armaments.
He's fine with you visiting. He just doesn't want you to live
Lanford's
here.
team will destroy them all. In so doing,
What's up,
we will
Oro?
deprive frontline
Hobby
troops
will
of
be fine
material
without CTR or
and
Rev
likely
Milky.
force
You
the
are
detective to send
100%
men to
correct.
investigate.
Like, as important as any of these people. I would say, I mean, to me, the most important people in the hobby are DPM. Just because he's like constantly innovating. This isn't me dick riding. I have some issues with some of the stuff DPM does, like the way he does it, but nothing, like not enough to bitch out loud about. I would say the most important people to the hobby are DPM, Danny, and Danny's for a different reason. He's not the biggest creator, but just the things he does and the way he carries himself and the mindset he has about the hobbies are like something that needs to be heard by everybody. I think Opossum Bud and Rattle are super important to the hobby. Like, I think we need a voice of people calling out other people's bullshit. I think it's important to kind of keep some of that stuff in check. And they're obviously way smaller. Opossum Bud's at like 35. I don't know what Rattle's at, but like as much as like Rattle's an easy target to shit on, I think it's super important. To me, those are the 4 most important content creators in the hobby. But yes, you're correct. Nobody is bigger than the program. Like, if any of those people left, the hobby's just going to keep on keeping on like they never existed. And that's the thing that these guys don't understand. Like, you may be, in your mind, you may be the most important part of the Pokemon hobby, but you're not. Like, you're not. You're just not.
Divide and conquer.
Danny should have 10
Not a
million
bad
subs.
idea.
To me, Danny should be the largest or second largest creator in the hobby. That's my opinion. And Danny doesn't even make a lot of the content that I enjoy. Like, I don't particularly enjoy looking at charts of prices. Like, to me, that doesn't mean anything. I don't sell anything, and I very rarely buy like singles or any of that kind of stuff. So it doesn't really matter to me. I just buy shit and I open 90% of it and give it away, and the other 10% goes on my shelf. Well, probably less, 5%. 5% goes on my shelf. And singles don't matter to me. I don't hardly have any singles. I do from earlier in the hobby, because like when I would open shit for myself more, but now that I don't, even the shit I do get, I usually put in the hitbox, so it's not, none of that stuff really matters to me, but it's important. It's important information for people, especially people who are just getting into the hobby. And those are I was just talking to Fada about this today. Somebody left a comment, I can't remember who it was, and was like, you should make more content for new collectors. And I do. I feel bad for new collectors because I see them getting screwed all the time. They're like, oh, finally got my kid this ETB, paid $200 so he could open it and get $12 in cards. But he had fun. And that's important. Don't get me wrong. Fun cost is super important. But like for these parents that are constantly buying this shit and overpaying and stuff, or they're buying their kids whatever, like they need to, as much as fun cost is important and all that, and you're doing it for the kid, which makes it kind of a different situation, you still need to spend your money responsibly. And maybe you have $200 to burn on an ETB that's you should be able to get on the shelf for $50. Or maybe you're just balls deep in the hobby, and so you're like, yeah, I'm going to start buying everything at top of market because it's always going to go up. I do think it'll always go up, but you got to remember some of the stuff you're buying now. Like you're overpaying for Destined Rivals. We don't know if they're going to reprint Destined Rivals into the ground. And from what I hear from the one little inside source I have that's literally never wrong about anything, they are going to reprint the most recent sets really heavy, and they are going to print the new sets into Oblivion. That's just what I hear. Right? So for Danny, like everyone cares, like they're doing it for money, most of these rip and shippers, right? Danny one time opened 46 Fusion Strikes packs for me until I got a third hit. 46. It took 46 Fusion Strike packs for me to get 3 hits. Do you know how much money he lost? Like even at cost. Let's say he got all that shit at cost, which is like $240 a pack-ish. $220, somewhere in there, depending on what he got him out of. 46 packs times $2. Like I didn't spend that much on my 10 packs of Fusion Strike. Like he lost his ass. For years, all my kids and I knew about and watched were Danny, Primetime Pokemon, and Rev. Everyone keeps talking about DPM, and I had no idea who he was. Found out You from Danny. I think DPM does, and there's something to be said about DPM. Like, he was a businessman first, and he got in during COVID. And the way I always kind of looked at it is that he was looking at it from a business perspective. Obviously, I do think he cares about the hobby and he cares about the people in it, and he loves stuff. But to me, he always started his channel as a business, right? Like, Pokemon's blowing up. People are consuming content. Watch how fast I can make this channel make me rich. And that's okay. It doesn't mean he doesn't care about the hobby. It doesn't mean he doesn't care about the people in it. Like, he could easily just not do Card Party. And they said he lost money last year, and I believe it. Like, I was there. I saw how much care and thought and expense went into Card Party 2 in Orlando. And I believe he lost money. Now, you could kind of tell that with Card Party 3 this year. It was slimmed down. It was, I call it streamlined. Like, he cut some of the fat. Yeah, it was some cool shit. Like, there were people that were disappointed that there was no world record this year, but that shit was expensive, and that's just right off the top. That's $20K or however much it costs right off the top for something that didn't necessarily bring value to the event, in my opinion. And I thought they did a great job with Tampa and Card Party 3, like, because it felt streamlined. It didn't feel like there was all this bloat. There were twice as many tickets sold, and I had no idea. I asked Jess, the lady who kind of runs it logistically, I was like, did you guys really sell twice as many tickets? Because it doesn't feel like it. It feels like there's less people here than there was in Orlando. And she said, yes, they had twice as many attendants, which is wild because it didn't feel that way at all. The lines weren't as bad. It was crazy. I thought it was a huge improvement. I think he's doing the right thing. Like, and it's like you start anything, right? You do it a couple times, you learn what works and what doesn't work. So I hope he's not losing money on it. I hope he's not making money on Card Party. But if he makes a little bit of cheese on the side, it's a lot of work. But he does have a lot of employees to pay to do all this shit, a lot of costs. So, like, if he's breaking even, I'm happy for him. That's how it should be. If he makes a little money, I'm happy for him. But I don't want to see him be getting rich off Card Party either, like that. Because then it starts to call into question all kinds of other stuff. With 151, really? It took 30 packs to get 3 hits in 151? That's wild. Friend asked you questions about prices and send her to Danny's videos. Yeah, exactly. That's how it should be. When you're taking that much time to put all the information together, like, that should be what we're doing. We shouldn't be quoting Danny's videos. We should be saying, you need to go watch Danny Phantom. Danny is definitely a hunter on his way to big things. Dude bleeds Pokemon and the essence of this hobby. Absolutely goated. Yeah. True. There's no big streamer over 100K that I can say loves Pokemon more than Danny. I don't believe there's a person. And I doubt there's very few people with less subs that do. There's people that are in it just for the love. And when you have a business to run and stuff too, it's in the back of your mind whether that's like super important to you or not. It's still there. You still have to worry about it. But like, so there's a chance that there's some smaller content creators that only do it for the love, right? And so maybe I still have a hard time believing it though. Like, Danny genuinely loves Pokemon and he loves the hobby so much that I have a hard time believing there's anybody that does more than him. I truly believe it. Primetime Pokemon. I don't know if I watched one of his videos once because I was trying to figure out what packs came in an old tin. But I've never actually like fully watched his content. His thumbnails kind of threw me off.
Vanguard, while the other brings up the rear with our supplies.
A little bit or something. His thumbnails threw me off. I don't know why I never watched them. I just Googled what's in this XY tin from 2017 and his shit would pop up. And then there wasn't a lot of fluff. So like if I am just trying to figure out what packs are in something, I just watch him because he's not like blah, blah, crazy editing and stupid crap. Like, he's just like, oh, I'm gonna open this tin because I like Pokemon. Can't wait for trade night tomorrow. Can't wait to show off to the kids. Flex on them kids, Ken. Be like, oh, you think you're cool with your Meowth from Destined Rivals? Look at what I got. DPM needs some advisors to help us on decisions. Great example is the Whatnot sponsorship. That's a fair point. That's the problem, right? When it becomes a business, is you have to start thinking about it from a business perspective, not just a personal perspective. And it puts you in some, I'm sure, very uncomfortable situations. I'm sure he would rather not be sponsored by Whatnot. Maybe not. Maybe he was like, fuck yeah, Whatnot. But I have a hard time believing that anybody with the current state of whatnot would truly be like seek them out for a sponsorship unless you just need it for the dollars. Like, because they supplied product, they supplied a base set booster box, you know what I mean? And like, if you're trying to go big, sometimes it sucks, but when you get that big, you start sacrificing your morals. It is what it is. Like, that's one of the bad parts about getting big like that. And when you're trying to constantly do bigger and better things, I can see it, and I can see why he would do it. It's just unfortunate that it comes to that. But because he partnered with Whatnot, a bunch of people got to open base set packs that would probably never touch a base set pack in their lives. And so you have to decide. You have to decide what's... It's kind of like when I did that Dopa stream, right? Or whatever the fuck it was, where people kind of shit on me a little bit because they're like, they turned up the pulls for you because you're a streamer. Yeah, they sure did. They sure did. And you know what? I got to give away $4,000 worth of Pokemon shit that I would never otherwise get to give away. I don't know. I don't know what the right answer is. I didn't know they were going to turn up the pulls. If they would have said they were going to turn up the pulls, I may have been a little more hesitant to do it. I didn't know that was a thing. And maybe I would have been like, hey, I'm not cool with that. Because they did. They hit me up again to do business again. They were like, hey, we want to make more content. And I was like, nah, I'm good, bro. Like, I told him, I was like, I appreciate you juicing up the pulls for my chat because that was super cool of you. But at the same time, that was not the right move. Like, the negative they got from that had to greatly outweigh the positive. And I didn't like catching strays because of it, because it had nothing to do with me. I didn't ask him to juice the pulls. I didn't want him to juice the pulls, but they did, and it worked out for the people who bought packs, or people who I gave packs away to. For sure. They came up like bandits. Who was that one guy? He had what'd he hit? Evolving Skies, Booster Box, and something else crazy. Moonbryon or some shit. That was wild. He's a principal out of school? I had no idea, Mick. That's cool. I love people who are just in the hobby to be in the hobby, man. I respect it. Yeah, you might get a little check from YouTube at the end of the day, but if you're not... That's the other thing that bothers me about, like, the creating stuff is when... I think I said this in the video. People are like, just do what you love, and it's all gonna work out. But that's just... When it comes to YouTube, that's just not true, unfortunately. And I love Danny, and I would never criticize Danny, but you can kind of see it with Danny, too. Like, he's transforming his content to do something different. And yeah, he wants to do something different. That's perfectly fine. But would he still be doing that if his subscriber count leveled off? I don't know. I didn't ask him. But I can tell, and in my conversations with him, that, like, he wants to be bigger. He wants to be bigger. Part of wanting to be bigger is to be able to do bigger things for people, right? Like, the bigger he is, the more he can do for the community. But, like, part of this whole switching up your content thing is in fact just to be bigger. Like, even, yeah, he wants to be bigger to do better things, but at the same time, there's a want to be bigger. Every content creator who takes their YouTube seriously, or their Twitch seriously, or their Kick seriously, or their TikTok seriously, like, they want to be bigger. It's just part of it. Because if you didn't want to be bigger, you wouldn't take it that seriously. It just is what it is. I was sacrificing my morals before it was cool. Yeah, it was So-So, huh? It was somebody who had the same name as So-So. It wasn't So-So from Discord. It was somebody who had, like, the same YouTube name as him, because I was confused. I was like, bro, is this you? And he was like, no, that's not me. It wasn't So-So, but it was weird. Do another and let me buy a rigged slot. I don't think they would ever rig the slots like that again. I don't think it worked out that well for them, because everybody knew it was rigged. So, you know, the minute you shut off the rig button, everybody else knows you turned on the rig button and you shut it off at the end of the stream. Why would they buy? I wouldn't. I didn't. I would never buy from Dopa again after that.
Once more for my peace of mind.
Look at this ginormous goat head I found on the floor of my room.
Dang, tracking in goat heads. That had to be from you, probably playing in the backyard or something, or walking around the block. Yeah, bro, bringing savage weapons into our house. Weapons of mass destruction. What's up, Cranny? he also seems excited and still enjoying it. Oh, of course, he is super excited. I'm happy for him. He has a passion in his eyes that I have not seen before. And I know he probably heard the same stuff at Card Party I heard. So DPM's editor, Dan, you probably call him more than an editor, but that's just the title I think he has. He helps him create content, come up with ideas, and that kind of stuff. Essentially like a channel manager is the way I look at it. But everyone wants to know, how does DPM grow so fast? And Dan said it's storytelling, right? You have to have a protagonist and an antagonist. It's like writing a TV show or writing a novel or making a movie. You got your protagonist, which in this case would be DPM, going through a trial, which is for him filling a binder or losing it or whatever. I don't know. I don't watch his videos, but and then going through this struggle, so you start rooting for him, right? You're like, yeah, go good guy. And in that instance, the bad guy is time or losing your binder or whatever it could be. Like, and to me, it makes sense when he breaks it down, but at the same point, that sounds dumb. Like, to me, it boils down to it's a rich guy buying cards, and if he doesn't succeed, he loses the cards that he financially won't even notice that he lost. So because I'm an asshole, to me, I don't get that whole, like, good versus evil kind of thing that they were pushing. But the way he explained it makes sense. Danny would be growing if he did less giveaways and invested that into editors and social media managers. I 100% agree with that. Because no matter how good your editing is, right? Like, your job is to make the content. You can't be a top-notch content creator, top-notch video guy, top-notch editor, top-notch social media user. Like, you cannot be all those things at once. Maybe you can be. I don't think you can. There's a reason why the best editors in the game don't make YouTube content, and there's a reason why the best content creators have editors. It's because it's too hard to do both, in my opinion. I don't know. Let's see DPM do a trade-up challenge and see how quickly he can trade a coin for a first edition Skyridge pack. Hey, he might have killed that at Card Party, bro. Everybody meat rides DPM at Card Party. Everybody. Like, full-on meat rides. Every person I asked. So I every time I sign a kid's binder, I'm trying to make conversation, you know what I mean? And I'm like, oh, who are you most excited to meet? 99% of them said DPM. By far.
So let's aim to get
and let's not get it twisted. The whole event is built around that. It's Deep Pocket Monsters event featuring other creators. So it's not to be unexpected that the answer is always DPM, because that's what it's built around. It's super smart from a marketing perspective. Like, if you didn't already have these kids hooked, like, they see you walk through the lobby and 500 people mob you, and you have the longest line at the meet and greet, and you're the one up on stage talking all the time and giving out packs and opening base set packs for your 365th edition of Should I Open It or Should I Keep It Sealed? Like, of course you're going to be the main focus, and you're going to be the ones that those kids remember. You're getting the most cheers when you go up on stage. Your face is on the, like, you are the logo. You are the Card Party logo. So of course that's how it's going to be. Super smart, super smart. To the point where even if you lose a little bit of money, long term, that's a good, that's like growth. That's like advertising. Like, you just spend a little bit on advertising. We're all just some guy. That's also a fair point. That's a point too. Like, but to normal people, I shouldn't say normal. That's a shitty term. To most average people, I think they feel the same way you do, right? Like, we're just people. Like, I'm just a guy who opens packs and plays video games and talks shit. DPM's just a guy who opens packs. Yeah, really nice packs because he has money to do that. But yes, he is just a dude. But he is, I mean, objectively famous in the space. And so you got to remember, like, to a lot of these people, like, and I mentioned this to Danny the other day. He didn't really say anything back. I don't know why. But like, to a lot of these people, like, that's a celebrity. Like, that's a celebrity in line with Robert De Niro or something. You know what I mean? Like like they treat these people like they're like huge, like a famous athlete. Like for some people, you got Kobe Bryant and you got DPM. Like it's wild, but it's true. It's crazy true. Thought DPM seemed unreal, like Leonhardt. Bro, that's just part of it though. Like that's why these guys are big, man, because they play a part. Like they're playing a role, and it is what it is. Like if you watched a movie with an actor who wasn't acting and he was just being himself all the time, like that, you probably wouldn't want to watch that, honestly. What's up, Mega Dunsparce? The stream deck isn't working, or I'd hit you with the D's nuts. I've made zero progress in this game in 51 minutes. Dude, I have no idea what's going on, bro. They're gonna make me rewatch the cutscenes because I wasn't paying attention? I don't know. Fight a stank grid. 2 objectives. Place explosives. Deactivate the frontline Magitech units via the control terminal. Guards detect and pursue you. Fuck. I have not been paying attention at all. Alright. Use swift deception to avoid detection as you go about completing your objectives. Alright, I got it. Who's there, Mega Dunsparce? Chocobo who? I can just turn invisible? That's not fair. No effect on guard dogs' acute sense of smell. Oh, shit. Look at this game being all realistic. Only be used outside of combat. Also be unavailable when Thancred attempts to deactivate magic kick fields or other certain actions. Chocobo these nuts. I think you forgot the punchline, bro. Thancred's silent takedown will instantly render a soldier unconscious. Can only be used on swift. Okay. I feel like I'm playing Metal Gear Solid. Instead, use a bewilderment bomb to distract them and sneak past. Damn. There we go. You fixed it. Before we start this mission, screw it. This Final Fantasy pack is speaking to me. I've been paying attention. Pokemon Center drop. About to chocobo these nuts out of this pack, Mega Dunsparce. Fossil Arms, you're good. Yeah, bro, I was going to start the stream like 2 hours earlier, and then I didn't because I don't like flipping these backwards. It's stupid. But that's how they're designed. White Auracite. Shout out to Final Fantasy XIV. Hope I pull Golden Danny. That would be sick. Town Greeter. Retrieve the Esper. Demon Wall. Final Fantasy XIV. So had a similar boss in Final Fantasy VI. Opera Love Song. Final Fantasy VI, my favorite. Shantoto. Tactician Magician. It even rhymes. Omega. Heartless Evolution. Borderless. Eden, Seed of the Sanctum. Borderless, not Surge Foil. Plains, land card. Vaughn, Street Thief. I don't think I ever played Final Fantasy XII. Aerith, Last Ancient. Her name is Eris, okay. I don't care what they try to say. I played OG Final Fantasy VII. Her name is Eris. Moogle's Valor. Shout out to the Moogles. That was a fun little thing in Final Fantasy VI. Hey, we got a Cloud. That's our mythic. That's unfortunate. Borderless, but not hollow or surge foil. What's up, Far Out? Such a mid chase. Yeah, honestly, once the prices settle down so bad, like it's almost to the point where it's like Chocobo or bust. I know you can still get like Yunas and Sephiroths and all that shit, but honestly, paying $100 for these packs at this point is stupid. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. Isn't that actually valuable? I think it is, yeah. Even though it's non-hollow, I think it still has some value. Same thing with like Buster Sword, Stay With Me, Yuna, Lightning. They still have some value. What's up, Poke7s? How's it going? Shadowbringers. I already beat you, Shadowbringers, Final Fantasy XIV. Zarnek and Ancient Metropolis. Yikes. We got wrecked. Once again, we are wrecked. Just goes to show you probably shouldn't spend $100 on packs. Like a $100 pack is just not going to do it for you. So don't do it. Now I'll always wonder what was in that team up in that Magirna tin I sold to buy these packs. What if there was Latios and Latios in there? What's up, Justin? What's up, Far Out? So there's a rumor going around that a collector was able to get a bunch of the gold chocobos before they went to before anyone knew they were pulled. Like he put out the word to people who open a bunch of Magic, like, hey, if you hit this and sell it to me before you tell anyone it's announced, I will pay extra. You just have to sign an NDA. So that's the rumor going around, and I believe it. I do. Because the fact that if only 30 have been pulled so far, that's wild. Because they're not going to reprint them. And I realize people are holding them sealed and scalping them and stuff, but I would think higher than 30 would be pulled, personally. But I don't know. Cloud is 5277. Really? For that non-hollow? That's wild. That's another thing I don't understand about Magic. So even with the $52 card, I still got wrecked. Wild. That's why you don't spend $100 on packs, bro. Okay. Let's see if I remember if I was paying attention here.
Keep your wits about
Swift Deception.
It's time. We only have one shot at this, so let's make it count.
Swift Deception. Oh, I gotta take this dude out. Silent Takedown. Yeah. Alright. Swift Deception. Oh no!
Seven hells.
Okay, I made a tactical error there. Swift Deception. Silent Takedown. Alright. Regret not getting the secret lair. It was all the summon cards? Yeah, for sure. For some reason, like, obviously I don't know that much about Magic, but to me, I was like, oh, why do I want a bunch of cards that everybody can get? Which was really stupid. Super stupid. Really only paid the MSRP of the Pokemon packs for that stuff. Yeah, I mean, if you want to do some funky math, we could justify it. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Maybe if I don't move, they won't notice me. Oh my god. Okay. Oh shit, he noticed me at the last second.
Seven hells.
These robots can't seem to see me if I just stand still. Use bewilderment bombs. Fuck, noob. Can I take out the little robots, though? No?
Damn. Spotted.
Find a place to hide and then relay your progress. I'm hiding. Where do I... How do I relay my progress? It seems like a perfectly fine hiding place. Maybe I just need to go further on. Oh, shit, I hit the wrong button. Oh, hiding place. There we go. Nailed it. Spread too thin at the time. Bro, I feel that. So, I just spent a bunch of money something on my wife, and I was like, all right, they give me a month to be good for my black and white, or give me a couple weeks to be good for my black and white pre-orders,
Very good.
and that gives me a month and a half to be good before middle killer takes off to college, because that's going to be
Head to the
expensive,
control tower.
right?
It should be to the northwest.
Understood. Have the others wait at the rendezvous point.
And then she's going to a different school, so now she starts school a month earlier. And so that like changes everything. It's wild. Oh shit. Oh no! Got today by the cloister. How about you? Yeah, I didn't go to work today. Streaming, playing some video games. That is a cloister grab if I ever heard one.
You get to hang out with me.
Oh yeah, and I get to hang out with Mini Killa all day.
Wow. So rude.
How long are Magic sets stocked in stores before they move on to new sets? So they don't reprint collector sets. But I heard they did something weird with the, and it's something they maybe didn't do before, with the Lord of the Rings stuff, and I don't know that much about it. But I heard around the holiday they reprinted, they didn't do full-on collector sets, but they did like a halfway set between like collector and play, and then it had some of the cards from the collector stuff in it. That's what I heard. I don't know that much about it. And apparently it tanked the value of a bunch of the secondary stuff, or maybe they just put a fat holiday discount on the play and a bunch of people opened it. So they reprint plays for a long time, but they don't reprint collectors. So said those packs aren't good. They're not great. You can still get good cards in. You can still get, like, there's some Vivi cards that do pretty well. I mean, you can get like this $50 Cloud in there, I'm pretty sure. It's just you're not gonna hit. If you're chasing the biggest bangers, they're not in there. Oro might know more about it than I do. Honestly, I don't know that much about Magic. Karina, appreciate you, Karina. Hope you're doing well. What's up, Nins? How's it going? Oh, there we go. Very easy for this guy. This guy needs very easy. Thank you. Thank you, Final Fantasy. Thank you, Squeenix. Had today off work too. Mow your yard. Other than that, I've tried to relax today. So my lawnmower doesn't work, and my landlord's coming over Saturday to mess with my windows or something, so I have to weed eat my entire backyard. It's a pretty good sized backyard. So I think I'm not going to go to work tomorrow either. It's supposed to be cooler tomorrow. So I think I'm just going to tell my boss, look, man, it's a nice cool day. I am going to stay home and weed eat my yard for 3 hours.
Ilsabad, divided in twain by a vast mountain range.
There's a cool map, right? I should buy one and put it on my wall. That would be, then I'd be super cool.
Jagged peaks face.
Oh, fuck. It's annoying. Dude, let me out. I used my power up, bro.
Keep your wits about you. It's time. We only have one shot at this, so let's make it count.
Oh shit, that makes me come back when I do that. I didn't realize that. Don't mind me, I'm just fixing the controls here. Friend. Got 2 collector boosters in the mail today for the stream. Ooh, awesome. Oh, you're gonna sell them? How much are you going to charge for them? My carburetor? Yeah, I took it apart a year ago, and now I can't remember how to put it back together. Don't judge me. Oh, shit. No! Shut up, Thancred. Why don't you do this without me doing it, then? That would be nice. Like every other time in the game where he just does all the sneaky stuff without my assistance. That would be nice. Because guess what? This isn't the game I want to play. €85 a pack. What is that in American dollars? You have to remember I'm American. We like to believe that no other country exists but us. So I don't know off the top of my head what that is. No. Oh, okay. So, yeah, normal market. Well, I hope somebody buys them and I hope you get a chance to open them. Recorded both black and white ETBs for over $200 a few weeks ago for
This is their
pre-order.
question.
Pre-ordered both black
Explosives
and
are in
white.
place.
Damn, that's wild.
Very good.
That sucks, man.
All is proceeding as
I'll be
planned.
glad when the market's back to normal, bro.
Head to the control terminal. It should be to the northwest.
Understood. Have the others wait at the rendezvous point.
Yeah, it's about average here, $100. I did see people. I did pay 110 for like the Target ones, because the ones I spent $100 on were from a fresh booster box. I watched it. I wouldn't have bought them if I didn't see them crack them fresh. But the ones I spent 110 on came like in the box from Target and Walmart or whatever. They even told me which store was which. And I was like, I don't care, just pick two. You're making it harder on me than I want it to be. I may regret this. Those little Magitech slashers are useless, bro. They don't do shit. I'm about to gas this dog just for funsies. Bah! Get wrecked. I have a feeling I can't take out the machines with my little sneak attack. No. Bro. Nailed it. We didn't chase this for you in that set. I love Kefka. I would like to pull some Kefka cards. My favorite villain of any video game all time. I do love Kefka. I do like Y'shtola. She's cool just because I love Final Fantasy XIV. She's kind of a sassy lady. She dropped the best insult in the game so far.
You are
She called this big manly asshole little son, and he was hitting on her. He was like, "Hey, I'm gonna wait. You could be the one." And she was like, "Nah, little son, come back when you're a man." It was a good one. It was a good one. We're going to Seattle? Nah, I'm not. Kefka's literally Brush and Slovak. Really? Did not know that. No, I'm not going to Seattle. One card party a year is plenty. And I think Seattle's going to be different. I think Seattle's going to be a lot bigger. And I'm more of a small guy. Like, I'm a simple man. I think Seattle's going to be a little more wild. I got to be honest. Not that I have any information to base that on.
They stand at the ready.
But if you're going to do one big one and one slightly smaller one, and you got Seattle versus Tampa, to me, you would do the smaller one in Tampa.
Excellent.
And there was more big creators who didn't show up and stuff. And, I mean, I don't know if Rev will even come to Seattle now after what CTR said, but just because CTR said something doesn't mean that it affects Rev and DPM's relationship, you know. It's hard, though, right? It's hard to not be guilty by association. When your whole shtick for growing and getting in the spot you were is because you're Pokero's best buddy. And then you go and shit on the guy, shit on DPM, like...
The blizzard's beginning to clear. The Vanguard should be engaging the Imperials any moment now, if they haven't already. Y'shtola and the others are with them, so I'm sure they'll be all right.
Something's coming. Just some dogs, man. Oh,
Something's
shit.
coming!
CTR just had a little roid rage. I think, I'll be honest, I'm sure it was stuff he was feeling, right? Like, and then he just had a few, because he always does on stream, right? He always knocks back a few whiskeys or whatever. I'm sure he just loosened his lips a little bit. It's happened to all of us, right? Oh shit, I never summoned my carbuncle. So I can't do most of my attacks. Don't worry, guys. I'll come and kill all of them for you. Because I'm so strong. This poor guy hasn't done any damage. He's a healer. They shouldn't even be making him fight. Typical healer, casting a barrier on himself and not me.
Stay alert.
Even though I'm the meat of the sandwich.
Keep the carriages safe.
Am I supposed to run forward? I guess so. Didn't say that.
Take my strong hand.
Good movie. Yeah, go on ahead. We'll hold the line. Go do all the work, Mount Killer.
A fine display, but the other carriages are still in danger. Go on ahead. We'll hold the line.
We're the only ones still struggling. Can't we put our backs into it then? I've been itching.
Problem, what can I cast? I think I was hitting the wrong button. Yeah, did you die though? No, you didn't. Did I die? Earlier, but that was a failure. Well, I did die, actually. How do I stop it in its tracks? I stood there and let it hit me really hard. Is that what it meant? I feel like that wasn't what they meant. Yeah, I don't really understand all the Pokemon drama. Like, I get it, right? People care. So, as long as there's a group of people that care about something, they're going to be passionate about it, right? And then as long as you have a bunch of people that are passionate about something, you're going to have drama and shit. It just is what it is. But it would be weird. I mean, it would be cool if there wasn't always drama. But it just is what it is. Anything that people care about is going to cause drama. Number one of the world is always two number ones in the world that cause the most drama because people care the most about money and religion.
Hear that?
Bye, Nins. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate you.
To the front. Turn the tide.
Good luck selling your Final Fantasy collector packs. Don't let them sit too long, or I might be the dumbass that pays for him that buys them. Because I'm an addict. Actually getting wrecked over and over again on these packs has made me not as excited to open them. That's good. It's a good thing. Because honestly, if I would have hit something crazy, I probably would have went wild and bought a bunch more packs. See, there's Y'shtola right there, being spicy. Y'shtola, Y'shtola. Well, I don't know why I always say Y'shtola. I know there's a Y there, but that's not how the letter, it's not the sound what it makes. In this instance, Y'shtola. What's up, Brad?
It won't heal in time. The trouble is, their tempering has made them utterly fearless. Subduing them would be easier if they had.
I still quit vaping. This isn't my vape, which means I still quit. That's how my logic works.
Well, this is the path our young
This is somebody else's vape, so it's fine.
All agreed to follow.
Right? Isn't that how it works?
Yet still you pledged your lance, did you not?
I didn't buy this vape, someone gave it to me, so that still counts as a quit. Like if I'm sober, if I'm like a formerly sober drug addict and someone else gives me drugs and I do it, that doesn't mean I'm not sober. That just means I'm efficient in my money spending. You cannot argue with that logic. You don't just turn down free stuff. Lease is more enjoyable to look at in this game when we're not in the snow.
That's Virgilia.
I'm just gonna say.
Damn it. I need to help the others take her down.
She's a more enjoyable character, and she doesn't have quite so many clothes on. See, #1 ranked Gooner. I wasn't lying in the title.
I was wondering.
She did. Oh my God, you got her, Mick. You nailed it. She did bait me. She mentioned the packs because she knew I would be the one to buy them. The question is, did she buy 2 loose packs? Or are they still in the boxes? Because I am infinitely less comfortable buying loose packs that came out of a booster box for obvious reasons. What if I don't want to fight? What if I just... How about you guys fight?
We have them now.
Why do I always have to do all the fighting? Oh, that's a lot of... Game does that. It switches who I'm targeting a lot. Or sometimes I'll just be hitting somebody and it's like you have to target an enemy. And I'm like, bro, I've been targeting an enemy this whole time. Damn, that was dope. Pippin, look at you. Because Warrior of Light, right? Why am I also... Okay, so I'm the strongest. I get why I have to fight. Why do I have to be the one that does all the fetch quests? I love how in the game, too, they're like, oh, we know you got a lot on your plate, and you're really busy saving the world, but do you think you could go grab me some toilet paper? It's wild. I feel like I'm not doing any damage here. Yeah, wild HP. How come when I hit him, it feels like his bar isn't going down at all? I guess it is, but just very slowly. Messed up my slide cast there. Bro, this guy's HP is wild. another thing I don't like about this game. I don't like having to stack to save people from taking too much damage. It's counterintuitive to how you play video games. Like, oh, I'm about to rain down a hellacious attack, and I'm like, cool, I'm gonna go stand there and get hit with it. Like, I don't like it. I realize it's a mechanic of MMOs and stuff, but I just don't like it. Have I ever played Ark Survival? I have not. I've watched someone else play it, but I've never played it. Killer's gonna need a sponsor for Final Fantasy packs for sure. So I get the itch, man. I'm be like, I'll suck your dick in Final Fantasy packs. I got these cheeseburgers, man. Made me waste my Garuda. Damn, they tanked him too far away. Can't hit him from this distance. Wasted my Phoenix. Your brain doesn't get pleasure from this. Gotta do badass dodge rolls and bonk a big dragon. Honestly, I bet the next Final Fantasy is gonna be like Expedition 33, where you parry and dodge and shit. Hey, this is pretty wild, though. Dude, sometimes it's too hard to target. That just pisses me off about this game. Like, why do I want to target shit that I'm in the middle of a fight? Like, I don't want to target random shit that I can't, like, hurt. Good one. The fact that Square Enix, the company that made the JRPG popular, gave up on turn-based combat because they couldn't figure out a way to make it exciting, and then some company you never heard of with 20 people that worked there made Game of the Year turn-based combat is wild. Wild.
A worthy adversary.
The blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice, you know what I'm saying? Do any freaky stuff with them horns? Sorry, I gotta mix in the Gooner stuff every once in a while so that the title of the stream wasn't a lie. That's the guy! Oh shit, the guy with his head down. That was the guy that Ishtola was like, sorry little son, come back when you're a man. Damn it. Yeah, no one cares.
That was the last of them.
Killing a wasp that went up in your ass. Dude, I'm also afraid of wasps. Don't feel bad, Keeler. You ever want to see a big slab of man meat run and scream like a little girl? Get a wasp around me.
Good. Let us take the Imperials into custody and
I learned it from my dad. Because he said he was allergic to bees. My mom says he wasn't allergic to bees, but he said he was. And then, so like a wasp would show up, and he didn't mess around. Like, that was a man's man right there. Like, abandon your family, cheat on your wife, work all the time. Like, that was a man's man right there. And, bro, when a wasp or a bee would come by, you'd never seen somebody run so fast in their lives.
Thus spoke Emperor Solus.
I'm afraid of job applications.
Upon his barren domain.
I love it. Dragon Quest still
800
outsells
years
Final
it's
Fantasy
been
there
since
because it was
the
first and
Guardians
changes
first
less.
set foot here.
I mean, there's something to be said, right, for knowing your lane and just sticking to it.
Bested by the Kavosi after centuries of war and driven from fertile southern pastures into the blasted northern wastes.
Objectively worse games, doesn't matter. Yeah, I guess that, yeah, I can see a cultural difference there.
In that garden of desolation, they clung to one another for warmth.
The one that wilds me out is gacha games. Like, I don't want to play those.
Hated.
I don't want to spend all my money on wishes for to maybe get a 5-star character or whatever. I don't understand why those are so popular.
The chosen.
I don't like having to pay $12.99 a month to play Final Fantasy. But I do, and it chaps my ass a little bit. I'm definitely not going to spend hundreds of dollars every month on Nikki or whatever, or Genshin Impact, or like... One time I ran from a wasp was in my kitchen, then I had to run back and grab my daughter. Yeah, well,
A young legator
every man for themselves, right?
single-handedly sparked the Magitech revolution.
That's how they learn.
How did he conceive
You want your kid to grow up
the
fast,
magic
abandon
that
him.
feed on cerulean?
That'll do it.
Once a common, soft-spoken soldier, how had he
I said,
so
if you want your kid to
quickly
grow up
ascended
fast, then
through
abandon
the
them.
ranks?
I ain't growing up fast.
You learn
Like
survival
so
instincts.
many others, those who knew the truth are gone. Taking in the capital with his eyes for the first time, I recall thinking to myself, far colder on the earth than in the heavens.
Damn, is this just going to be the rest of the expansion of me
Far
trying to get in
colder
here?
Indeed.
That was a lot just to take out, like, the first base. Right? Exactly. Kile, exactly.
Not so much as a whisper.
I just want to kill Fandaniel and then
The roads leading beyond the
beat
city walls
Xenos'
would have been
ass,
used
and then
less
that's the
in
end.
recent
That's
years.
all I want to do in this expansion.
Nevertheless, this was one of the most important gateways into the capital.
He's super excited to fight me, bro. He's gonna be careful what he wishes for. Are they gonna make me lose to him again, though, Brad? That pissed me off. I realize that it's an important mechanic in the game for like, this guy's so powerful you can't beat him, but I don't like it.
Through the checkpoint.
I realize it builds story and character and background and that kind of stuff. But I'm like, why make me fight a fight I can't win? Just make it a cutscene. Make a cutscene of me getting my ass kicked. Why do I have to go through the motions to know that's a fight I can't win? I don't like it.
Surely they cannot all have been tempered.
Just make a little 45-second cutscene of me getting my ass kicked. Me hitting him with every spell I got, punching him in the face, and he just smiles and laughs and stabs me. Then I just saved 10 minutes of my life.
If we spend any longer outside, we may well freeze to death where we stand.
The one that chat me asked about the first fight with him is I lost. Like, I didn't beat him. Like, you have to get him down to a certain level of damage before he wipes you out. But I lost before that point. So I had to restart and do it again. Why? Like, the ultimate goal of the fight was for me to lose. Why does it matter when I lost? Why did I have to get him down to half health for him to beat me, for me to lose? I lost. I lost just to have a cutscene play where he smokes me with his little special move and his cool swords, and then we could have moved on. But I had to do the fight twice? It just doesn't make sense. Maybe I'm the weirdo. I don't think so. That just sounds like common sense to me. I don't know. You wanted me to lose. I lost. Why isn't that the end of it?
If we're planning on staying here a while,
I don't think we're getting Pokemon Center today, guys.
Well, the constant sound of ice cracking underfoot makes me think of broken glass. An apt name, perhaps. But enough of this. To work, everyone.
I wish I wouldn't have updated my stream deck. Should have ignored the update. I wonder if I could just cycle back to an older version and my shit would still work. That's how they squeeze in the hour gameplay, like writing one extra sentence on the next page of your paper. Yes, you are correct. That's why there's so many fetch quests. It's just filler. It's just filler trash. Man, I'm in a whole new area. I cannot even access his wares. So I'll attune to the Aetherite so I can travel around. Now I can fast travel. Alphino. There's this thing about this game that bothers me. Why do a bunch of these people have French names, but they speak with an English accent? I think that's strange. I don't understand it. Alphino Leveilleur. But then he sounds like Pokédean. Why? And so far in the game, they've gone to all these different places on the map, and each one has like a theme, right? One's like India, and one's like this and that, and like one's like Native American-ish kind of. But like, where's America? Where's I want to go to a land full of cowboys that like randomly ride on the animals and go yeehaw. You know what I mean? They've had those kind of characters in Final Fantasy, so it's not that big of a stretch. Been to Paris and know many speak English. That's weird. Everybody should speak English. As an American, I think everybody in the world should speak English because it would accommodate me better. And that's what being American is about. Being American is about wanting everybody in the world to conform to you because you think you're the best. Are you the best? Are we the best? I think so as an American, but not obviously not everybody thinks that way. So my order of gem mint 2 boxes came, and the seller gave me 1 empty sleeve as a gift. Was it a cool sleeve though? Noodle? Oh man, new area, so we're back to running slow. Danny's back to, you gotta get the lead out of his ass. Thank you for informing the others of our meeting. See, like that, why is that my job? I just carried your asses, except for that chick who did that one big final attack. She carried it, but I carried it second. Why do I have to go inform everybody? Look at all these dildos standing around not doing anything. That Maxima guy, he's literally like an assistant in this entire game. Why didn't he go tell everybody that there was a meeting? Why did I have to do it? If I was literally the strongest person in the world and you were like, hey, will you go over there and tell that guy something? I'd be like, man, fuck you. Why don't you go tell him? Wake me up when it's time to fight. Until then, don't speak to me. Bring me a Perrier and some caviar. If you want me to save your world for the 500th time. And send Lise over to service me in my tent.
Efforts to aid the people of Garlemald have begun in earnest. Moreover, having entered into the capital, the Imperial Palace is within
Don't stop. Glad there are other languages like Japanese so I can hear anime girls say Yamate. I don't even know how to say that. Senpai! I know that one.
Learn what has befallen this city, for therein lies the key to understanding and combating the Telophoroid's designs.
I don't know, there's a lot of foreign languages I hear, I just don't like the sound.
I have a suggestion,
very harsh.
if I may.
I like Russian. See a hot girl speaking Russian, that's a plus. Brazilians,
Several
man,
of
they
the Imperial soldiers we captured
so
in the
harsh. I
Magna
don't like it.
Glaciers are members of the Populares and acquaintances of mine.
I'm not just, I mean, Japanese is fine, but I don't know.
They should be able
There's a
to
reason
give
I don't
reliable
watch
account of the
subbed
events
anime. I
leading
only
to the
watch
capital's
dubbed.
downfall.
And there's a reason I watch Japanese porn on mute. Just saying. I'm just saying.
A promising idea. I will assist the healers and their ministrations.
Chinese Flareon sleeve, kind of cool. Yeah, that is weird. Just don't even send a gift. Don't pretend like you're sending a gift.
Of course.
It's weird.
I will require a porksy of my own, assuming you can spell.
Would you like a hand?
No, I am sure we will manage.
I watched this really good video the other day, and it was about why Americans are obese and Japanese people aren't. It was actually a really good video.
And as I shall need to draw on my own for the treatment,
And what they did is
it will be prudent for me to remain within the camp.
they spoke to a lot of Japanese people that had lived in America and like what the differences were, and it's wild. Was it like almost 40% of Americans are obese, but 4% of Japanese are obese?
This talk of curing the tempered is all.
So that was a good one, right? I like games.
Well, I reckon the cold is a more pressing concern.
And then 16% of Americans have a gym membership, but less than 4% of Japanese have a gym membership or something.
Cerulean eaters that could keep us warm and toasty.
There was some stuff in the video I didn't see them touch on that I thought was important though, like the way their cities are designed. Maybe they did touch on it and I just wasn't paying attention. Maybe I heard it, but I didn't like notice it, and so then in my mind I thought I came up with the idea. But like a lot of cities in other countries are built for convenience when it comes to like walking distance or travel or like, yeah, I don't know. But like living here, I can't walk anywhere. I could walk to the gas station. It'd take me an hour to walk there and get back. Like that's a Wyoming thing. Like not having a car in Wyoming would be horrible. Most places don't have public transportation. Most things aren't in walking distance. If I need to make a Walmart run, that's 45 miles one way. Like that's inconvenient. I'm from Taiwan. Everywhere is walking distance. Here in the States, I'm forced to learn to drive. Exactly. Exactly.
Watch or survey the area.
And that, to me, that's just like American culture, right? Everybody in America wants a big house. They don't want to live in like an apartment. They don't want to be crowded on top of each other. We want space and spread out. And to be fair, we have a lot of open space here. So it's understandable, like to a point, but then you make a sacrifice of things like walking distance and shit like that. Like, we've been hiring people at work, and I told my boss today, I can't get a hold of the guy. I got a hold of him yesterday, I can't get a hold of him today. Pretty weird.
They have yet to do so.
But like the two minimums for living in Wyoming, own a functioning vehicle and own a cell phone. Anything else, I don't care. I'll hire a homeless guy if he has a phone and a car. I don't care.
Beneath their notice.
But like, if you don't have a way for me to get a hold of you and you don't have a way to get to work, yeah, no, please no. Please don't even apply. But if you're in New York City or you're in another country or something, you could walk to work, or you could catch a bus or a trolley car or a subway or something.
In any event, we'll find no answers standing around here.
Brad, are you still here? Did you do Bosja?
Visited Garlemald recently, so we'll lead the reconnaissance efforts.
I unlocked it and then I never did anything with it. Bro, I don't want to have to build up a whole nother weapon. It's like a whole nother relic weapon all over again. I'm not doing that. I didn't even do my relic weapon. I got the first step done and I was like, this is dumb as shit. I'm not doing all this work.
Don't forget about us Alamegans. We have experienced scouts of our own.
Well now, This is turning out to be a rather sizable
We need to make that shit easier for newer players. Like, it sucks for the OGs who went through all the trouble to get all the crap, but they need to make it easier for new players because they're just not going to do it. I'm not going to spend 20 hours getting the crap for my relic weapon to go up one step, and then I have to turn around and do another 12 hours of crap for the next step. Like, it's just not going to happen. And it was different because if you played the game at release, that was content. Like, that was new content. Like, oh, a patch dropped and now I get to build up my relic weapon or whatever.
Should be my honor.
But for people who are like playing through and they didn't play from the beginning, like, they're not going to do that. They got story to do. They got classes to build. They got glams to do. They got bosses to fight. They got mounts to farm. They got a million other things to do besides
that leaves us with
go out and farm Atmas for a stupid weapon that's underpowered and you're never going to use. Stupid. The relic weapon should be the strongest weapon you can get.
Something else in mind for the two of you and Alphino.
Because of the amount of work it takes to go do it. Like, why would I do that when at the end of each expansion I can just spend tomestones and buy the best gear at my level? Well, not at my level because I'm way over leveled, but level concurrent to where you are in the game. You hear that, Squeenix? You need to hire this guy.
Sense of direction honed in your
Oh shit, I don't even know what she asked me.
Should prove useful in navigating the ice.
Just give the mild response where it seems like I'm excited to help. You love relics for glamour? Dude, I need to do the Alexander ultimate for my grimoire. Coolest grimoire in the game I've seen.
And look forward to
Alexander
you on
ultimate.
your safe return.
I just don't think I have the skill to do an ultimate. I haven't even unlocked it yet because I still haven't done the savage that you have to do to unlock the ultimate.
Bless and keep you.
Exactly, Keeley. Exactly. But the whole reason I quit Final Fantasy IX is because they had a challenge in there where you had to jump rope 1,000 times or some shit to get the achievement. And I tried for like 2 hours, and I was like, I'm not playing this game anymore. So I literally never finished the game because they made it so hard. And obviously it wasn't like to get a weapon even, or to like progress in the game. It was completely unnecessary side whatever. But the fact that they made it so difficult made me not play anymore. What ho, chums? Been given something to do, have you? As it happens, I too have been ordered to make myself useful. Sounds like a rather tall order. Damn, got him. She hit him with the D's nuts. I wonder if any of the stream deck buttons work. That one works. What about the ad button? I guess we better test it out so I can get 13 viewers worth of ad revenue, but it won't play for everybody. Hey, it worked. Those of you who didn't get an ad, congratulations. I'm going to fill up my drink real quick. Oh, I'm sweaty. Damn. I didn't realize how sweaty I was until I stood up. That's disgusting. Disgusting. Oh, my headphones are so sweaty. Oh, I didn't even want to put them back on my head. That is nasty. I didn't fill up my drink either. I just grabbed a C4. I heard they're really good for your heart. What's up, Schwill? I think I heard my cat. It's funny when you guys like win the giveaways and stuff because I don't know your exact YouTube handle. Like I had no idea that William Giesler was Schwill. So I'm always confused. I'm like, congratulations, Schwill, whoever the fuck you are. I appreciate you, man. I'm going to get your mail out tonight, too. Tonight is mail night, which means I'll drop it off at the post office tomorrow. Apparently, I'm not leveling myself in a smart way in this game. I'm level 96, but I'm on level 82 content. So apparently the smart thing to do is to like be switching jobs so that you could level them both up at the same time. Like I could switch to a different job right now and do all these side quests that don't involve fighting and get fat XP for them. But I don't care. We'll worry about that another day. That's a problem for a later time. And then when I'm trying to grind out levels on new classes and there's nothing for me to do besides roulettes, I'm going to be an asshole. I'm like, this is dumb. Why is it so hard to level up in this game? When I know I just didn't do the right thing. Gemstone exchange. Alright, so if you ever play this game and you get this far in the game, the first thing you want to do, you can't buy what you want from this guy yet. It's kind of annoying. You have to do 6 fates in the area to be able to buy a riding map. And then the riding map will make your mount run like twice as fast. So if you ever play... I didn't realize, because you can actually buy riding maps from very early in the game for all the areas, and I had no idea that was a thing. Because I didn't do hunts and shit. See, look how slow my horse is. That's unacceptable. The only way I can speed him up this early in the map is to go do the fates, which I don't really want to do. But once you do 6 fates, see there's this thing called Shared Fate. You can see all these are rank 2, and I got them up to rank 2 because I wanted to be able to buy the riding map. So there's no information because I haven't done a fate yet, but that's where that one will be right there. And it would have been cool to be playing this game when all this shit came out, because there was like literally groups of people, that's all they did, was you'd get in a party and just farm fates non-stop until you maxed out. What am I doing? Protecting this guy's crates. Fuck. Oh, I didn't, oh no! I didn't level sync. So then you want to aggro all of them. Which can be kind of scary when you, because it makes you sink down to your level. And I'm out of room on my hotbar to add more attacks, and I don't want to have to swap back and forth, even though that's a big part of the game. So, shit. Damn it. Long ass fucking cast time, bro. Shit, I'm about to die. Oh no! Okay, I can't handle taking on all of them at once. I'm not a OnlyFans porn girl. I can't handle 3 big dudes at one time. We're gonna have to run away, wait for my health to come back. Damn it, that sucks. I get that, Keeley. I think it's a good value even for the monthly payment, bro. I'm gonna be honest. Alright, so we can only fight these guys one at a time. That's why this shit would be better with a party of people who are just farming fates. Problem is, I don't know if the crates can survive long enough for me to do this. Damn, he just body flopped on that bitch. That was cool. Why is he still hitting the crate, dude? Come on. It's not how aggro works, my friend. Elbow drop, I love it. From the top rope. I wonder how many crates I can lose to have this still count as a dub. Come here, take some damage. Oh, I don't have my fucking chocobo out. I was wondering why I was taking so long. Danny, I don't have Danny. There we go. That'll help. Get him, Danny. That's why you're the best. Then I can get their health down and then use Danny to finish them off. Pay monthly and buy the expansions. Yes, that's correct. So I guess when you put it that way... Oh shit, I hit the wrong button. When you put it that way, the fact that you have to pay monthly and buy the expansions is kind of shitty. Why shouldn't the expansions just be included in your monthly fee? That's actually a really good point. For some reason, I never thought about that, which is kind of wild. If I'm paying monthly for content updates and stuff and be able to play your game, why are the expansions not included in that? Bro, that is a good point. Man, for some reason, I had never considered that, which is wild. Now that I think about it, it's very wild. Yeah, kick him, Danny. Danny stunned him. Good job, Danny. That's why you're the best. Fun walk. Come on, shut the door, bro. You're letting the hot air in. Time I had the game, I was a heavy alcoholic, so I didn't have extra money to spend on the subscription. Just haven't gotten around to the game again. Yeah, I understand that shit. Hold on. Sorry, top secret work stuff there. I don't want to incriminate myself. Heavy alcoholic, yeah, I understand. When I first started playing this game, I used to snort a lot of pills, but I had money. It was fine. But I would snort an oxy and then I would play and fall asleep, like in the middle of big fights and stuff. It was wild. But the funny thing is when I became a tweaker, right? When I became a meth head, as I didn't play video games. Dude, that's the perfect time to play video games. When you don't sleep for 3 days. Do you know how much progress I could have made on video games if I wasn't sleeping? Bro, I would have been cracked. I would have been like #1 ranked Call of Duty player in the world just on the amount of games I played. I would have had super reflexes. I always thought that was wild. Like, that even blows my mind, like, even now when I think about it. Like, I could have... Man, what else did I do with my time? Nothing effective. I was a drug addict. I wasn't out there, like, curing polio or some shit. I could have been a fucking top-ranked gamer. They'd have been like, damn, this guy never stops playing. This guy's played for 4 days straight. How is that possible? This guy's the greatest gamer in the history of gamers. I could have beaten every Final Fantasy front to back and still had free time. It's wild. Damn, he just zapped Danny right in the face. Nobody busts on Danny's face but me. Getting hand cramps? Yeah, but when you're that high, you don't even care. You don't even know. You don't even know what the fuck's going on. Oh shit, he got me that time. Oh, he's spinning faster. What a dick. Switched it up on me a little bit. I gotta be careful. I'm actually getting low on health here. Kill him, Danny. Good job. Good job, Danny. Let's go. Spent thousands of hours on Ruby and Sapphire beating the game with only Mudkip. Tweaked out on my brother's narcolepsy medicine in high school. Hell yeah. See? It's okay to be a druggie if you're effective with your time. I'm big on personal choice, right? Like, I don't care if somebody wants to do drugs. Just don't go out in public and make it other people's problems. That's my thing. What's up, Metal? Like, if you go to Walmart and you have a negative impact on me because you're gacked out of your mind, I'm fine if you're entertaining. Like, thank you for letting me watch you, Tweaker. But, like, if you're in my way or, like, you're causing a scene that causes me any sort of inconvenience, then fuck you. But, like, if you're at home and you're just doing your own thing, doing drugs, minding your own business, why do I care? You're an adult. Take care of your kids. If you have kids, take care of your responsibilities. Other than that, I don't give a shit. Like, why do I care if you like to do drugs? I don't care. Using drugs shouldn't even be a crime. Now, you want to get all fucked up and drive and cause an accident or something? Sure, throw your ass in prison for a long time for being a fucking idiot. But if you're just getting high, minding your own business, good for you, man. There's worse things you could do. You could be out causing havoc and doing all kinds of messed up crap. But you're not. You're just chilling in your house, getting high, minding your own business. That's a dub. We should be happy. In society, we should be happy with those people. They're not bothering anybody. Leave them alone. As long as you're functional, I don't give a shit what people do, especially at work, right? Like, we don't drug test at my job, and I like it that way. I don't care what you do in your free time. Don't come to work all fucked up. If you do, I'm gonna send you home. Especially when it comes to like safety stuff. We do have some heavy equipment and that kind of stuff. Is it ideal that you're a drug addict? No, not particularly, but who am I to tell you that you can't do what you want in your own home? Your dad did 3 years for DUIs? Yeah, DUIs is a bit much. You're literally putting people at risk. I think you should do good time for a DUI. Would you fight the Powerpuff Girls every day for a year or fight Batman once a year for 10 years? I would much rather fight Batman. For sure. I think the Powerpuff Girls would take Batman. And you have to fight him 365 times? Get your ass kicked 365 times? Who would pick that? You gotta remember, Batman's just a dude. Batman's just a dude with a lot of money. Yeah, he's got cool gadgets and shit, but that doesn't mean I couldn't take him. He doesn't have superpowers or anything. One swift kick to the nuts, and Batman is no different than I am. Did I run out of time? Damn, that's annoying. Yeah, Batman's just a guy. And any regular dude can get whacked in the nuts and even the playing field. And I don't care if you have your little rubber suit on. If I kick you as hard as I can in the junk, you're going to feel it. Yeah, Mojo Jojo would totally pick Batman. He got his ass kicked by the Powerpuff Girls all the time. And it's funny you bring up the DUI thing. I had this idea a long time ago. And I never did anything with it because I don't know if someone else has already come up with this idea, right? It's a theory, right? Call it the theory of disproportionate consequence. All right. I'm a theorist now. So the idea of my theory is that people won't actually learn from the consequences of their actions if those consequences are expected. Right? If you rob somebody and you know that chances are if you get caught, you're going to do 3 to 5 in prison, guess what? You're not going to learn from that because your brain already told you, yeah, there was a chance that you were going to get caught and you were going to do 3 to 5 years in prison. So if you do 3 to 5 years in prison, your brain just said, yeah, that's kind of what we thought was going to happen, right? So it's the idea of disproportionate consequence. Like the consequences of your actions need to be so above what you think is possible for your brain to finally register and be like, damn, maybe I shouldn't have done that. I think it works. And I tried running through a bunch of different scenarios. That's why shit like 3 strikes law, right? Because if you get caught selling weed 3 times in California, or wherever they have the 3 strikes law, and you do 20 to life in prison, that's a disproportionate consequence. But, I mean, because even though you know it's a possibility, even in your mind is like, this is retarded. Everybody thinks it's retarded. Like, you shouldn't do life in prison for selling weed 3 different times. But even then, where it starts to kind of fall apart a little bit, is like if you know that's a possibility, you know the 3 strikes law is a thing, and you still do it anyway, then the theory kind of almost doesn't hold water a little bit. But the other thing is like, and then it even works on more extreme, like let's say you live in like I don't know, India. I don't know what countries cut people's hands off for stealing, right? Let's say you're a 12-year-old kid, you steal because you have nothing to eat, and you get your hand chopped off. And I don't know how many countries actually still do that, but I think it's a thing. I think it's still a thing in like the Middle East, like in probably smaller communities where they don't have the same structure of law and that kind of stuff. And in your mind, you would think, well, that seems like a disproportionate consequence to you, because why should, I mean, you get your hand chopped off for stealing shit, right? And they still do it anyway, but that's because to them, it's not a disproportionate consequence. They know that there's a chance that that's going to be the result of what they're doing. Like, it's kind of wild if you think about it. Like, let's say did your dad quit drinking and driving after he got his 3rd DUI, Oro? Realistically, did he stop? Or was he like, well, if I get caught again, it's whatever. I'm not going to get caught a 4th time. That's statistically unlikely. That's the thing that goes through the minds of most addicts. And yes, drinking is an addiction. He drinks wine now. Oh, so he did the cutback thing. He did the, well, I only drink beer now. As long as I stay off the hard liquor, I'll be fine. Bro, some of the worst alcoholics I've ever known are people who only drink wine. Because their mind tricks them into thinking that they're not doing anything wrong, right? Like, oh, I'm only drinking wine. My mom had a husband. I guess you call him my stepdad. It was after I got out of the house, so I never considered him like my stepdad. That fucker was a full-blown alcoholic. And he used to be a real alcoholic, like a whiskey bottle alcoholic. But then he got over it, and then he decided that it was okay to drink because he was only drinking wine. That guy was a fucking alcoholic. But he did the same thing. Oh, I only drink a glass of wine here and there. Motherfucker, I watched you drink 3 boxes of wine in one night. You are an alcoholic. Just because you don't hit the bottle and now you drink your wine out of a box doesn't make you not an alcoholic. It was wild. Wild. Wine is a worse hangover, bro. Champagne and wine. 2 worst hangovers. I keep my booze clear. I got distracted. I can't believe I did all that fate and it ran out of time. That's irritating as shit. Oh no, I'm hitting the wrong button. I have this problem where sometimes I'll hit the wrong button and then it just instantly falls apart. I hit one wrong button and then I hit 10 wrong buttons. It's wild. It's the enzymes or some shit. Yeah, I remember when I was a kid, it was like, oh, it's because it's cloudy or it's the whatever in the wine that makes you, yeah, I don't know. But I believe it. I'm sure there's a much better scientific answer than it's just because it's dark. Who else wants some of Debo? Oh shit, they both attacked me at the same time. It's not what I was going for. Kick him, Danny. Yeah. Kick his ass, Danny. Dude, why are you standing over here taking a beating when this other guy ran away? Damn it. You are 28 years sober from drinking. That's awesome, Far Out. I love to hear that kind of stuff. As a former addict, I am always happy to hear that people get past things like that. Used to drink a handle of rum and they quit drinking when I moved in with your wife. Had to step up to be a dad to your daughter. Now you just drink beer. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, if you can control yourself, like, a couple of beers never hurt anybody. Have you guys ever seen that skit? It's called the Couple of Beers skit. It was on Saturday Night Live or something. It was funny. And the dude's like, whole life is going to shit. He's like, nah, I just stick to a couple of beers. Bro, that shit is funny as hell. Drinking tequila at a local bar and started a fight with 3 Hells Angels. That's what happens when you drink tequila, man. I always thought it was bullshit, right? Like, people are like, oh, I can't drink tequila, it makes me mean. I'm like, that's just stupid, bro. Tequila is a different animal. Not for me, I'm the same, no matter what I drink, I'm the same no matter what. But for a lot of people, it does matter what kind of alcohol they consume. It's wild. Every now and then, a switch of my brain flips and I drink too much. My wife keeps you in check. That's good, man. We all need people in our lives that do that for us. Whenever I talk about getting high, my wife gives me the stink eye. Because there's that little voice in my mind that's like, bro, just because you used to be addicted to drugs doesn't mean you're still addicted to drugs. Like, you could be fine if you just did it once. And I'm not saying I would. I'm just saying there's always that little voice, you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, you'd be fine. You can have one more, it's fine. You can have a little bumpy, little lineage. You'd be perfectly fine. Kill him, Danny. It's hurting me. I may have messed up. I hit 3 of them at the same time, and now they're eating my lunch here. I may have made a tactical error here. Oh, shit, I just fucking died. Wow! "12 steps aren't an exact science." No, it's just a guide. It's just a guideline. It's just a place to start, right? Good job, Danny. You killed them finally after they killed me, you dickhead. Typical Danny. I'm always having to do the heavy lifting. He gets all the credit. Oh, man. Well, dying there is probably a good spot to end it. Just 3 old guys, so just laughed it off. That's what I like, right? Like, that's how it should be. People, the strongest people or the most dangerous people or the most powerful people should be the first ones to let shit go, right? Like, if you're this... It's empty, but go ahead.
You want more tea?
No, I'm good, thank you. If you're this, like, super strong person and some little pissant comes up and fucks with you, like, what's the benefit to you squashing them like a bug? There isn't any. Like, that should be one of the requirements to having power is, like, knowing when to exercise that power. And the people that you exercise power on shouldn't be the small people. It shouldn't be just some one random dude, drunk dude in a bar who mouths off. You should be able to laugh that off. Because in your mind, you already know you're a bad mamma jamma, right? Like, that should be enough. You should be like, ha, this poor guy has no idea what he's in for. I'm going to let it slide. That's how life should be. But it's not. A lot of the time, the powerful people pick on the weak people and make themselves feel better. So shout out to those 3 Hells Angels dudes in the bar. Streamer throwing for content. Shit. I don't have to throw anything. It just losing naturally comes to me. Dying in games naturally comes to me. Insecure guys with something to prove, right? For sure. No Pokemon Center drop yet? I'm telling you, as soon as I'm not paying attention, it's going to happen. What just dropped? Zulus. Uh-oh. Maybe not. Like Zulu's games maybe just dropped. Booster boxes. Yeah, too late in the day. I agree. Pokemon Center doesn't normally do that. I feel like it's happened. Do you remember when they used to do wild drops? Remember when they used to drop like 10 in a quantity at a time, and then we'd have to try to cart, and then when like 15 minutes into the hour would roll around, you'd have to try to check out real fast, and then you'd have, if you didn't get it, you'd have to wait again until 45 in the hour. Bro, those were actually fun times. Hit black and white mini tin display. Lucky. That's one of the only things I still collect for myself is sealed mini tin displays, and they're getting harder and harder to get. You were the driver. You were the responsible driver. Didn't get pulled over. Fair enough. I didn't like to fight. But if it came to it, I didn't mind scrapping. Actually, I mean, that's like anybody. You have a bad day, right? You go to the bar, somebody irks you in the right way, and you're ready to fight. Like, I had those times for sure, but definitely gotten over that. Because you know what sucks? You're getting hit in the face. Even if you win the fight, like, I still don't want to get punched in the face. And I don't want to go to jail. So between those two things, I think I'm good with fighting. It's just whatever. Like, I'm good. I have no interest to roll around on the ground. Fat, old, sore. Even if I'm the only person to land a punch, I'm going to hurt the next day. Once that adrenaline wears off, you know, like, I'm good. I remember when I was younger, dude, one time this guy took this beer mug. Big old heavy beer mug. I don't understand why the fuck they're serving those at a sports bar where everybody fought every night there was a huge fight. He was just taking a sip out of his beer mug, and he sat in this dude's seat, right? The guy we were there with, and he was trying to alpha him or whatever. But he wasn't even there, so I don't understand what point he was trying to make. So I was like, hey, bro, you're in my dude's seat. Like, would you mind moving? And he just kept drinking his beer out of this huge beer mug. Big old fat glass beer mug. And he just kept drinking his beer, a little smirk on his face. And I was like, all right, man, it's time for you to move, you know? Just keep drinking his beer. And I lean over, and I was like, all right, motherfucker, move. And before I even finished getting the words out of my mouth, homeboy was quick. Boom! Busted me on the side of the face with that beer mug. It was a good one. Knocked me down. Like, I was in my seat. Knocked me back, like, onto the floor. It was a good one. And then he's like, yeah. And then he saw me get up, and he was like, oh. And then the dude whose seat he was in came out of nowhere. I don't even know where he came from. Lit that kid up. Just bow! Like, I don't even think he saw it coming. It was a good one. And then later on, we caught that guy down the street, and I stomped the absolute shit out of him. There was a lot in between that. Like, the bouncers jumped on me because I was going after the guy, right, in the bar. And the poor one guy, like, I used to be in good shape. Like, I was a tank. And that poor one guy is, like, holding on to my waist. And he's like, help, help, as I'm, like, just carrying him along with me. And then a couple more jumped on me, so they had me down. And then I could see that fucker. He went out on the back patio, right? I could see him. And I could see him. And nothing was happening to him. And I could see him. And I was just getting angrier and angrier. So I'm like, all right, I'm good. Let me up. And they let me up. Boom! I bolted out the door. And I was like, I'm going to get this guy no matter what. He was standing on the other side of, like, a fence. Not like a real fence, but like a two-tiered wood fence, you know, with, like, gaps in between the boards. And I was like, I was not super, like, nimble and athletic, but he was just on the other side of that fence, right? And I'm like, I can get this guy. Like, I'm going to get him. And I just ran full speed, and I Superman dove over that fence, and he was like right at my fingertips, right? And then my knees hit the top of that fence, and I was like, blah, boom, and hit the ground. And before I could get up, they were on me again. Bouncers were on me again. And for some reason, nobody was messing with him. Like, why are they on top of me when he's the one that busted me in the face? So they're holding me down, and then I look over, and my wife grabbed him by the shirt, threw him on the ground, and kicked him in the face. My wife used to be a G, bro. It was wild. And then by then, everybody in the bar is outside on this patio. And there's just too many people. I can't get to them. There's all kinds of shit going on. The bouncers are starting to get irritated because they can't do this kind of crowd control, right? Like, we're talking like 200 people for 5 bouncers. Like, they could not do it. And this bouncer, like pushes my wife down, and she's like, oh, okay, I'm cool, and stands up, boom, dicks that bouncer right in the face. He pushed her down again, and then she was done after that, because he just took it like a champ. He didn't even flinch. It was wild. And then we're out there, and everyone's out there, and like all these groups kind of like pushing against each other, and my friend's wife, like, she was not in the fight at all. She had nothing to do with it. She decided to take a lighter, just a little Bic lighter, and throw it into the crowd. And of all the people to hit, she hits this bouncer. His name was Tommy, and he was a power lifter and a bodybuilder, which, if you guys know anything about it, you really can't do both. Like, it's usually not a thing, because most power lifters are too, like, bulky, chubby, not fat, because they're just muscle, but he did both. And he was so roided out of his mind. Like, we went to a bar on Halloween, and he was the Hulk, but he just painted himself green, and he was the Hulk. Like, he looked like the Hulk. And he was roided out of his mind. Like, he would walk around, he'd be like, like, you could hear him coming before you even saw him. Because he just grunted like that when he walked around. It was insane. Like, he was juiced to the gills, out of his mind. And she hits him with that lighter. She just threw it randomly, and of course it hits him in the face. And he just loses his mind. It looked like the Hulk hulking out. He's like, "Rah!" And everybody spreads. And I'm just standing there. And he starts coming right at me. He's like, you want to go? And dude, I've never backed up from a fight in my life. Like, I've never once stepped down from a fight. Like, I don't give a fuck. I'm fine with getting my ass beat if it comes to it. But I backpedaled. I like sprint backpedaled away from him. And I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm like, I didn't do that. And he's like, hit me. And I'm like, bro, I'm not going to hit you. I'm just trying to get my wife. And he's like, come on, pussy, hit me. And I like backpedaled all the way around the side of the bar until we got to the parking lot. It was wild. Like, I have never, like, yeah, I'm not afraid to fight, like, if it comes down to it, but I was afraid. Like, I felt like even if I hit him, it wasn't going to do anything. Like, you ever see those guys on Cops that are, like, high on PCP, and they, like, pepper spray them and tase them, and, like, they just don't go down? That is what I imagine happening if I punch that guy in the face. Like, he was just going to get angrier. Like the Hulk. You can't really, you just hit the Hulk, and he just gets angrier, right, and gets stronger. Like, that's what I imagine. So then we get in the car. We're driving down the road, down the winding road to get back into the main part of town. And guess who's walking on the road with his shirt off? He's holding his shirt. It looks like he has something. It's kind of weird. The guy who hit me in the face with the beer mug. So I hop out of the car and I'm like, okay, what's up now, bitch? And he like acts like he's going to throw something at me. And I kind of turn. Dude, he had a boulder like that big wrapped in his shirt, ready to hit somebody with it. And he throws it, hits me with it, but like hits my elbow. And that shit hurt. And then he starts running, and I start running after him. I'm not built for speed. And we're talking about a slender, like, Hispanic dude who looked like he worked hard outside. I'm going to be honest. Like, he was in good shape. And he just dusts me down the road, and I'm just running after nothing at that point because I can't catch him. Somebody pulls up in the car, and they're like, get in. So I hop in. He sprints over to a gas station. And we pull up in the parking lot of the gas station. There's like 3 of us in cars or whatever. And my wife gets there first, and she's like, hops out of the car real fast, and he's pounding on the door, like, let me in. It was a gas station where there was only one entrance door and one outdoor, you know, to like curb stealing and shit. And he's like pounding on the outdoor for them to let him in. And she pulls up, she's like, dude, you got to run. Like, you got to get out of here. And I saw it in slow motion. He like looks at her and looks at her car, and her front door is still open. And he like looks again. And he just hops in the car, goes to take off. But by then, we had pulled up and I'd hopped out. And I hop in the passenger seat, and I just start teeing off on this dude. As hard as you can possibly hit somebody when you're both sitting in the front seat. Like, it's hard to do a front seat ass whooping. So I'm just like side swinging, like wham, 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 just square in the face over and over and over again. And my wife is hanging in the passenger window trying to put the car in park, and I'm just punching this dude in the fucking face over and over and over and over. And finally we get the car in park. Somebody else pulls him out of the car. I get out of the passenger side. Before I can get around, I see him get boom booted in the face, and he's down. And I go to kick him in the face. And I used to have this problem, and I probably still would if I still fought, but I don't fight people. But I don't like to tie my shoes. So I go to kick him across his face, and my shoe goes flying off, right? It used to happen to me in every fight, dude. Every fight, my shoe would go flying off. So I boot him in the face, my shoe goes flying, and he's like down, but he's kind of still on all fours, like he's still kind of got his hand down, just not supporting himself very well, because he just took a fucking ass beating. And I'm like, dude, I'm going to stomp this dude out, right? Like, I'm standing next to his body that's mostly motionless, and it was unnecessary, and I realize that now, but in the time, I was just so angry. And I like I was trying to kill this motherfucker. Like, I cocked my leg back and I was going to stomp him out, right? And I go to stomp on the back of his head, but because I don't have a shoe on, it's just a sock. It like slides off, you know? And then so I like line it up a little bit better. And I even like, it was like a movie. I was like, say goodnight, motherfucker. It was like American History X, dude. I literally said it out loud. I was like, say goodnight, motherfucker. And I probably would have killed him, honestly. Like, I'm glad. And at the last second, as my foot is going down, my friend like grabbed me from behind and picked me up and like pulled me away. Because I was going to kill that guy. So it's probably a good thing I didn't. It takes, I mean, it didn't used to take me that much to get angry, but it takes me a lot to get angry. Like, I mean, I get irritated or whatever, but to get that mad, like, you really got to push me to get that mad. And that guy pissed me off multiple times. And then, yeah, the cops showed up, right? Of course, because there's a huge brawl in the parking lot of this gas station. And they go talk to the gas station clerk, and they're like, dude, what happened? And like, I don't know, this guy was pounding on the door, and then he tried to steal this lady's car, and he went to jail. Literally nothing happened to the rest of us. None of the rest of us that beat the shit out of this dude. And he hauled his ass to jail. And then we just got to leave and go home. It was crazy. My T is low now. It probably is. You're not wrong. This is how you became Mount Killer, right?
That's sick. Yo, Knuckles, dude.
Yeah, I felt bad for that dude. So he went to jail for trying to steal my wife's car. All he was doing is trying to get away from us because we were trying to kill him. Yeah, it was a good one. There's lots of stories like that. Like I said, we used to go out to the bar and cause all kinds of ruckuses, and it's a good time. But yeah, that's it. I'm going to go. I'm going to do a couple things before my wife comes home so I can pretend like I was...
Noise, dude.
Thank
Noise.
you. I got my 9-year-old congratulating me for beating the shit out of some guy because I'm a good parent like that.
That's good.
But I will see you guys tomorrow for a normal gaming and giveaway stream. We'll play some Fortnite, give some cards away, normal stuff. But I appreciate y'all. I hope you have a great day. I missed you guys. Love y'all. Grab it by the cloister.